So, welcome to our Threads of Success podcast, where we engage with accomplished slow fashion entrepreneurs and industry thought leaders, shedding light on their journey and their digital transformation efforts to drive business growth. So, today we have with us Sanghamitra joining from Assam. She's founder of this conscious clothing brand, EconicClothing, which designs clothes by blending the traditional indigenous wisdom of communities, scientific data on social and environmental impact, and forecasted consumer clothing needs. So that's it from my side. And thank you for joining, Sanghamitra. I'd love to hear from you about you and how that idea of this brand came about.
Thank you so much, Amit. First of all, I would like to say that it's a pleasure to be here with you on your podcast and, just chat about what we do. It's a great medium for me also to, spread the awareness about my brand and what we do on an environmental basis.
Yeah.
First of all, let me speak about how Iconic came into being. So I was actually working for a fast fashion brand. I wouldn't name the brand for quite a few years, and I saw firsthand as to how what kind of harmful impact the brand was causing on a day-to-day basis to the planet, to the people, everyone. And I just thought, that this is not what I want to be a part of. So I just quit my job then, and I came back to Assam, my hometown. And initially, I wasn't really sure how exactly I will be making a change, or how exactly I'll be making any impact in this situation right now. But then I traveled to a lot of rural places, and I saw how they still use the traditional knowledge of natural dyeing, that is dyeing
Okay.
through plant matters mostly. And I got really inspired by that. And I started learning from the artisans. And thereafter, I started doing the experiments and trials on my own. And, I just fell in love with it. And I realized that I will make Iconic, my brand, in such a way that it stays as sustainable as possible. So we make our products on a made-to-order basis, thereby reducing any overconsumption. There's no overconsumption at all. So once we get the orders, we hand make it then only. Uh, then all our flowers and plant materials, usually fruit peels, they are sourced from the local markets, flowers from temples and the flower markets as well. The wasted flowers, basically. The handloom fabrics, for cottons and linens, we mostly go to you, Anuprena. And for silk, we source it from our local weavers here in Assam. So I've also, made it a point to not use powerloom fabrics at all.
Yeah.
Handloom fabrics only, handmade things only. So that is basically how Iconic came into being. We are still a very, very small company. I have two tailors and three dyers, and most days I also do the dyeing. So that
Yeah.
is how we are functioning right now. Um, our target clientele, I would say, is a very small community of people who understand what sustainable fashion is, who would think before buying. They're conscious consumers. And I don't want to, push my products on them as well. When I make my products in such a way, I'm able to
Mhm.
tell a story behind it, and they
Yeah.
see the value behind it, and then they purchase that.
Yeah.
So it's not just mindless selling and mindless, purchasing like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. I think that's quite a bit of information about your brand. But yeah, like you're from Assam, and I was like wondering that Assam itself, and there's a lot of weavers out there, right? I think for silk means what kind of silk that you source from the? It's more of Muga silk, and we know that.
I don't work with Muga. I work
Uh,
mostly with Mulberry and Eri. Eri, the
okay.
vegan silk. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, vegan silk.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
So,
so oh, nice. Because we have heard about Assam, and even we used to procure Muga silk from there.
Right.
But it got really expensive, and now people are selling all fake Muga because I think
Exactly.
most
It's
of it is
really,
got.
really expensive. Yeah.
Yeah. The Muga people are selling it now is because the price point is beyond Indian market right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, if you could try it truly. And so, how did you like choose to do only natural dye? Like, is it there any reason that you wanted to um, try learn natural dye and then do using natural dye
Actually,
itself? Or
I wouldn't say that I just chose that on the first, trial. So, like I said, I was traveling to a lot of rural places, and I was just, fortunately, all the places that I visited, all the weavers were doing natural dyeing only.
okay, and
And
what kind of places? Like, what kind of natural dye?
I went to Kutch,
Okay,
Jaipur, then even in Assam, to a lot of rural areas,
okay,
and fortunately, every place that I visited, all of them
yeah,
were doing natural dye.
okay,
And I had this misconception that natural dye offers only a limited range of colors, and they're not color fast, and they're very, very difficult to take care of. But then, when I saw their working and I saw what a beautiful range of colors they make, and I also started experimenting with it, I just fell in love with it. I just thought, why would you go for any synthetic colors? I mean, this is so special.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
that is when I just thought, no, I'm not going to do anything else. I found what I want to do.
Okay, no, that's lovely to hear. And you're saying it's color fastness is not. It will be there to a certain extent, right? It's not
Yes, yes,
fully,
of course,
uh,
of
hmm,
course. I mean,
because it's natural.
you have to take care of it. But
Hmm.
then, in my opinion, if you value something, if something is handmade and if you value it, you will take care of it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Something
I
that you
mean,
get
yeah.
very cheap and something
Hmm.
that is, let's just talk about, synthetic fabrics, which are with synthetic colors, and something, a top comes for like a 500 rupees. You buy something for 500 rupees, you'll wear it twice, thrice, and you throw it,
Yeah.
right? Because
Hmm.
it's, I mean, you don't understand the value of it. So
Hmm.
the moment you start taking care of something, you obviously value it. So anything that
Hmm.
you take care of, it stays.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is good to hear some of the myths that you said. The range of colors can be less, which is a myth about natural dye and the color fastness. If you have to pick and choose like two, three more points about natural dye, how to care about natural dye, products, what do you say would that be for like consumers or
Um,
users?
so usually, the rural artisans, they wash their natural dyed fabrics with Rita or soap nuts. But
Sorry,
I
what is
have
that? Vita means
Rita soap nuts.
soap
It's
nuts.
usually used,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, used in Ayurvedic shampoos and such.
Oh,
So they
okay.
usually wash their fabrics with that.
Okay.
So I also do that, but I mean, if I'm selling the product to someone, I cannot really expect them to make that Retha solution every time and then wash their fabrics, right? So what
Yeah.
I've found is there are these pH neutral detergents like Easy, which you wash your woolens. So Easy
Yeah.
works wonderfully well with natural dyed fabrics. You put 10%, like half a cap of Easy into your, washing machine, and then, and like how even in synthetic fabrics or synthetic colors, we wash the whites and colored ones separately. So
Yeah.
the same goes for your natural dyed fabrics as well. And you put it on a cold wash and stays fine.
Okay. 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 That's very good, great advice. And so, how is the journey been since you have shifted from fast fashion to slow fashion? Like, I mean, it's definitely difficult to kind of build a brand from the scratch,
Right.
but there's
Right.
certainly some fulfillment and content they are
It's
getting out of it. So how has it
it's
been?
been both bittersweet journey, sort of.
Hmm. Hmm.
Bitter sometimes because you put in so much. There's a lot more effort in natural dyeing than synthetic dyeing,
Yeah.
and when sometimes consumers then they say, it is not the exact shade that I wanted. So in
Hmm.
natural dye, there are a lot of factors that come into play. Sometimes the season, sometimes the water, just those slight variations may change the shades just a little bit.
Mm.
And if sometimes I have these clients who are very, very particular about the shade, then it becomes a little difficult to convince them. So that is
Yeah.
one con, I would say.
Yeah.
The pros are that it is just so beautiful watching something like peels of pomegranate, which I bring from juice shops, and then I boil them and make dyes with them. From that particular peels itself, I get like 4 to 5 different shades of color. So it's just magic every time. So that is one uh, good thing about natural dyeing. Plus, obviously, it is medicinal in a way.
Mm.
No harmful chemicals used at any point of time during the entire dyeing process.
Mm.
So no chemicals only. Forget no harmful chemicals. No chemicals itself.
Yeah.
So otherwise, the journey is, sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah. Definitely.
Considering us being a sustainable brand, um, when we talk about the market, people in India are not very, I mean, they're conscious, they talk about sustainability, but when
Yeah.
it comes to practicing it, it is difficult.
Definitely.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pricing and everything. Yeah.
Exactly, pricing. But again, Amit, I feel, um, these things, the prices and all depends on the demands, right? Once if everybody starts, opting for
Embracing it. Yeah.
sustainability,
Mm.
I'm not just saying natural dye.
Mm-hmm.
Sustainability can be just re-wearing your clothes or, making clothes from waste, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The more consumers shift their mindset to a sustainable, option, and the
Yeah.
demand that same thing from the brands,
Yeah.
obviously the brands will have to cater to them, and the prices will
Yeah.
automatically go down. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking in ancient times when there were no synthetic colors, I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
17th century, 18th century, and
Mm-hmm.
before that,
Mm-hmm.
colors were still there, right? People
Mm-hmm.
used to still wear, natural dyed clothing. So if it
Yeah.
was sustainable then, if it was practiced then, why
Yeah.
not now? It just needs a little bit of time and, the change in the mindset.
Yeah.
But that is what I tell my clients, that, you also have to demand that from brands.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. And just to kind of clear, so I think I've like seen, but I think what kind of product ranges do you offer? Is it mainly women's clothing or
It's
that's
mainly
uh-huh.
women's clothing. We are doing a little bit of menswear also, shirts
Okay,
mostly.
okay,
But honestly, Amit, we are changing the structure a little bit. We
hmm,
are moving to textiles now.
okay,
We are going to do stoles, scarves, and some for clothing like kaftans and such. Basically, free size clothing, because
hmm,
what we have seen is that we end up with a lot of dead stock
hmm,
if we are doing a lot of sizes. So
hmm,
I mean, this is eco printed and natural dyed fabrics are not everybody's cup of tea.
yeah,
So yeah, so we realized that we end up having a lot of dead stock. So
hmm,
then we moved towards making textiles only,
hmm,
and we are doing mostly B2B, and
okay,
that is doing pretty well.
okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. This is very
Yeah,
one of a
because
kind
apart
product.
from the
So
sustainability part, I also have to see how the business is going. I mean, finances are important.
yeah, yeah, and I
Yeah,
understand. Yeah,
yeah,
B2B definitely because you work in B2B, and I understand like this kind of product, very unique product. There's a lot of
right,
demand.
right.
Yeah, so definitely. And if I may ask now a little bit about like what was your initial strategy when you launched? How did you find your first customers, maybe for the brand?
Right. So obviously, we started with social media ads,
Mm-hmm.
but our first customers we got through exhibitions when we, spoke to them face to face when they saw our products, firsthand. Because I feel, especially with eco-printed products, eco-printed is basically we print with actual leaves and flowers on our fabrics. I'll show you a few samples after the interview is done.
Mm-hmm.
And Those are very special, very unique kind of products.
Mhm.
And through photos and videos, it's not really, you can't really understand
Yeah,
the actual quality. So when
yeah,
someone sees our products face to face, they immediately tend to pick it up.
yeah.
So that is how we got our first customers through exhibitions.
Where did you do the exhibition initially?
We had done one in Guwahati. That was our first one. And
Mhm.
then the second one we'd done in Bangalore.
And how did you find this exhibition? Like, if I have to like choose and
Um,
finalize?
so, so there are these, how would I put it? State-sponsored exhibitions,
Okay, okay.
especially for women entrepreneurs
Yeah.
and people who work with handloom, handicraft products.
Mhm.
So they put out these, newspaper ads, and so I have this network of other handloom weavers. So they also call me up and tell me that I'm putting my things there. So do you also want to put up a stall? So that's how, I mean, basically connecting and networking.
Within the community. Okay, I
Right.
understand. Understand. And at the moment, if you have to find like what are you doing mainly online, offline? What are the sales channels that you're utilizing to for your
It's
brand?
mainly online. So B2C is going through online only through our
Okay.
website.
Yeah.
We do get a few orders directly on our Instagram and Facebook, page also.
Mm.
But mostly through Etsy and our website.
Mhm.
But then I said, our major sales comes from the B2B channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is more offline, like you connect. How did
Yeah,
you
that
connect
is
to the
more
B2B
offline.
buyers?
That is more offline. Yes. Yes.
Do they approach you, or do you approach and find them business
I
directly?
also approach people. So what I do, I'll just tell you, I just get on Instagram and Facebook, and I see these brands doing, who are making products with artisans and different unique arts. So I just message them, showing my portfolio and our products, and I tell them about how unique this art is. And then if they're interested, we get on a call, and then we proceed.
Okay, okay. And for your online business, if I may ask, like you're using Shopify, right?
Right.
So how is the experience like using, like, is it easy, and what are the, if you have to choose like
Shopify
the,
is good. So far, it's doing good for
okay,
us. Even the tools that we are using to analyze the kind of clients
traffic?
coming in, all the
Okay.
data,
Mhm.
the traffic, all that is working good so far.
Okay, okay. And it's like, is there any other plugins that you use for Shopify that kind of helps you to understand better or
No, not
improve the
really.
experience
So
better?
far, whatever is the inbuilt tools, they are,
Okay, that's,
doing just fine. Because, like
mm,
I said, we get most of our sales from B2B.
yeah,
B2C is still a smaller
still an
percentage.
answer. Yeah.
So whatever orders we get B2C through our website, that is working fine as of now.
Okay, lovely, lovely. And for marketing, so what are the channels are you using, like for marketing your products? Are you doing
Social media,
Instagram, Facebook that you said?
yeah,
Yeah,
Instagram, Facebook, that
that's
is
the
it
primary
as
thing.
of now. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And but that's a lot of manual work that you'll have to do, like individually searching and then reaching out, right?
Right, right. No, I mean social media ads.
Ads you're running. Okay.
Yes,
So is it on only Facebook or Instagram or both?
Facebook, Insta, both.
Okay. And like how successful are the ads? What do
Uh,
you analyze?
they're
Okay,
good.
how the ads
They
are
are
running?
showing good results. Actually, I do say if my ad is being shown to 100 people,
Mhm.
so at least 30 of them will, come and, interact with us. And
Okay.
all 30 may not be converted. Out of 30, there'll be 10 people who will be converted.
And
So
these are B2C, right?
these are B2C, B2C.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And do you have any parameters for running the ads? Like where are you running? Is it target to female, targeted on male location?
Yeah, I don't do gender-based advertising. It's mostly geographical region.
Okay,
So so when I put up these stoles and scarves of eco-printed products, Then I enlarged my region. I
Okay.
put my ads mostly geographically inclined to the European market.
Okay.
But when I'm doing clothing, then I do it to the Indian market because the sizings are all Indian.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, from a clothing market, right? Okay.
Right. Right.
And European market is pretty big. Like if you have to do country wise, right? If you have to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. You have to do country
Yeah.
wise. So then
Yeah.
I usually go for Germany, France, Netherlands, basically those countries where I have previously sent my products.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I know those countries. I mean, I know the taste of those people. They are
Yeah.
quite in sync with our brand because
Okay.
there are some European countries who are not, I mean, who don't really,
Appreciate
you
natural
know,
dye.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
they don't really prefer that, or they might not prefer handloom fabrics also sometimes.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so
Okay.
there are some countries who do not like khadi because they want a very smooth, very soft and silky finish. So
Yeah.
likewise, depending on the product, I change the
Mhm.
countries.
And it will be expensive to market ads on these countries, right? In compared to
Yeah,
India, right?
a little bit,
Uh,
yes, yes.
okay. But it's saying that it's helping a lot to find
It
this.
it is helping a lot
Mhm.
because then so if I spend even 2,000 rupees, I'm getting that 5 times more with the sales.
That's good to hear. And how do you manage your social media, like in this presence, in the sense you are mainly in Instagram, Facebook, or do you use anything else like
Yes.
Pinterest or
No, no,
anything?
Instagram and Facebook only.
And you just is there a way to you manage, like how
Um,
do you kind of
Actually,
on a
honestly,
day-to-day manage? Yeah.
until a few months back, when we had just started, that time I had, taken help of a freelance social media, person. But then it was a little difficult to really, tell them what I am looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I realized that they had a different view of Econic and I had a different view of Econic. And
Yeah.
then I realized that the best person to handle social media would be me because every day I'm doing the work and I'm seeing what is happening.
Mm.
And I realized for me to be, collecting all the content and sending it to that person and that person making the reels, whatever, is more or less taking the same amount of effort and time.
Mm.
So I switched it back to, I started handling it from November
Okay.
last year. Yeah,
Okay.
so now I'm only going to be doing it.
Okay. And how frequent are you with the like the posts and stories? Like is it daily you
Uh,
post like
Honestly, last month I haven't really posted,
okay.
but until before that, from in the month of November till the month of November, we were posting every 2 weeks. 2 weeks, may one
Okay.
reel, one post.
Okay. Okay. Lovely. And like if you have to define this customers that you have, so you have to kind of mainly B2C you have, so and B2B also. So if you have to define like who are these customers, and do you use any tools to understand? Because they're offline you can
No,
directly find, but online how will you understand?
not really. Yeah, I didn't
Hmm.
use any tools. It's just that whoever interacted with me, if they were not very sure about what product they want to buy,
Yeah.
then I would just interact with them, have a conversation as to what kind of colors they like,
Hmm.
um, what kind of weather they are, what kind of climate they are having over there, and such and
Okay.
such. So through conversations only, I can narrow down their choices and figure out what they would like.
Okay, 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 lovely. And let's move to more operations field a little. So for sourcing and manufacturing that you're doing, first of all, sourcing. So where are you finding vendors? So like, what are the options you're opting for to find these vendors? Is it Google search or something else
Right.
to try to find these
Uh,
vendors?
so for fabrics, like Anuprena, I found through social media.
Okay.
through your social media ad, and I just went to your website and I saw the variety of fabrics that were there, and even the fact that you offer swatch books, that was the best part actually. So
Yeah.
the first thing that I had done is actually order a swatch book, and that way it's so much better to touch and feel the fabrics, and then be more sure of what I'm going to order.
Yeah.
So for fabrics I approached you guys, and like I said, for silk I just contacted a lot of weavers here,
Okay.
and went to their units to see how they are working, what kind of artisans they are using. Also, I make it a point whenever I take fabrics from someone, I also make it a point to go see the place where the production is happening.
Mm.
Or I at least ask for videos or photos, just to make sure that people who are working there are working in good conditions,
Yeah.
and they're getting fair pay and such.
Yeah.
So the silk handloom fabrics that I procure from Assam, I know these two, three organizations who
Mhm.
have adopted villages and basically forest communities. So they're helping them generate employment. So
Okay.
I found that concept really good, and I thought that it would be nice to work with them. So for fabrics, that's it. For dyes, I had gone to India Mart first
Okay.
and looked for natural dyes. So
Mhm.
always, right after I put my query, like there are some 10 to 20 vendors who would call us back.
Okay.
And again, I individually spoke to each one of them. And also, checked on social media. I
Mhm.
mean, once you start following natural dyeing products, natural dyeing artisans and such, the algorithm keeps on showing you that, related
Mm. Yeah.
people on related pages, right?
Mhm.
So I came across a lot of artisans who have been doing natural dyeing for ages. Their families has been
Mm.
doing it for ages. So
Mhm.
then I just asked them, like, what would you suggest? Where should I get my dyes from? So then they would tell me, and they recommended that, contact so and so person. This person gives very authentic, natural dyes. You'll have no complaints,
But
such
you're
and such.
also procuring raw material from the local market, that you
Ha,
said, right?
ha.
That
So
also you're
there are
doing.
some raw materials, some dyes which are not available here. For
Yeah.
example, there is a plant called madder.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the madder root is not available here.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Then indigo also not available here.
Mm.
So there are few of those which I procure from elsewhere, and dyes like marigold I procure from flower markets here, hibiscus, rose, pomegranate peels, then harda. All
Mhm.
these are easily available here. So these I procure locally.
Do you find certified like suppliers for natural dye sourcing? How do you know that it's natural? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
So there is this company called Sodhani Biotech. I
Mhm.
have gone to their website. I've checked their certificates. So they had these ISO certifications. Uh, yeah. So where it said that all their dyes are authentic natural dyes. So
Okay.
then I went ahead and procured
What
dyes
what's
from
the company name you said? So
Sodhani
Sudhani.
Biotech.
Sudhani.
Yes.
Okay, okay. I think we also do source from Amla Hub. Yeah, they're also there.
Right. Right.
Very famous.
Right.
Yeah, I think probably with
Ha.
them. Yeah, yeah,
Ha.
yeah.
Amla
So
Neem subsidy. Right.
yeah, they also provide. Okay, lovely. And for teams that you have who are walking through it, how do you like work coordinate with the teams? And right now, we are everyone is based out of Assam that you're
Yes,
working
yes,
on.
everyone is based
Yeah.
out of Assam. All of us are working in the same unit.
Okay.
I have my Master G, and
Mhm.
there's another tailor. So the patterns are developed by Master G. I show him my sketches. Then we sit and discuss on the measurements and such. Then Master G develops the patterns. Then after cutting, both of them, they sit and they'll stitch. Meanwhile,
Mhm.
me and other three helpers who are, doing the dyeing. They're mostly trainees now. Actually, they're not. I wouldn't say they're master dyers yet. They're still trainees.
Mm.
So we work
Okay.
together on the dyes.
Okay. Okay. Oh, lovely to hear. And manufacturing, you said, I said you're doing in-house everything, right? You're not
Yes, yes.
outsourcing anything. Yeah.
Everything in house. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Then let's move to kind of fulfillment because you're from Assam and you're shipping outside India and within India. What are the shipping process and companies or tools, something
So
you're using for that?
I was using ShipRocket before,
Yeah.
um, but then there were a lot of problems, as in
Okay.
the packages being received in damaged conditions and such.
Okay. Okay.
So then I took my business back from them, and now actually mostly uh, B2C we are sending it through Blue Dart,
Yeah.
DHL, and all, because
Yeah.
that's again a very smaller percentage. B2B mostly I send it by India Post, or
Even outside
sometimes
India?
yeah, even outside India. And the people who are inside India and in Assam or Guwahati, they come and pick it up.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But India Post must be very the time duration is
It is
very
time
high, right?
consuming. It is
Yeah.
time consuming, but it is cheaper also
Mm-hmm.
in terms of sending it abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise and there are a lot of problems in customs and such also. So I always found it easier to send it by India Post. My clients also
Prefer that.
yeah, they are okay with that. So
Okay. Okay. Great. So let's just switch to more of design. How do you design? What is your design process? Like, do you do more manual hand sketch or something else you're using?
So I'm more of a hand sketch person, but I
Yeah.
also use Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator.
Okay.
But I have always liked hand sketching, even during my college time.
Yeah.
So I'm a NIFT alumnus,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so during our time, we didn't have Adobe Illustrator.
Which NIF did
Uh,
you pass out from? I didn't ask.
NIFT Calcutta in 2011.
Oh, NIF Calcutta. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I
So
didn't.
that time we had just started learning Illustrator, and we didn't have iPads, or we didn't have we couldn't do that. So it was
Okay.
more of hand sketches, and I
Yeah.
always stuck to that.
Okay.
It just gives me better feel of the design if I hand sketch it.
Mhm.
But to show clients, it's always easier to sketch it on Illustrator. That way,
Okay.
I can quickly change them, show them a change in color.
Yeah.
Suppose I'm showing them a certain design in red, and
Mhm.
they say, what other patterns or what other colors can I expect? So it's easier doing it there. So then I
Mm.
quickly make the sketches, make the changes, and I show it to them.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, okay, that's good to hear. And uh, I mean, I think last probably will be around payment platform that you're using. I see like more Pay or something for international clients you have. Like what are the payment platforms that probably
Razor Pay,
good feedback for you?
and for Etsy, we are using PayPal as well.
Yeah, there's no other choice. Yeah, yeah. And for international B2B customer, you're saying only Pay works well, is it?
Right, right.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so that's kind of the questions I had, but I have a list of questions which is more of a rapid fire, probably. I have gone through,
Yeah.
so I'll just ask you this. You can
Sure,
just share your answers, probably 1 or 2 lines about it.
sure.
So can you name like one tool or one resource that you had, more from a digital perspective asking, or you can say from any other perspective, but what is more significant impact to your business?
Digital tool, I would say Illustrator, because I can quickly visualize my designs.
Yeah.
Sometimes, it's easier to, visualize the designs and then do the dyeing or eco printing.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to show the consumers as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
would go with Illustrator. I'm also learning another software called Cloth 3D, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's taking time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Cloth 3D we use as well for for 3D
Right,
mockup,
right,
right?
right, right. It
Or
seems really,
3D.
really useful, but that's taking a lot of time for me to learn.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah.
Great to hear. And what do you think the part of the business that you're doing that needs kind of more from a digital perspective that needs some kind of tools or digital effort to kind of transform?
Um, I think I would say the part where we get the orders and the fulfillment part,
Okay.
because I would say sometimes when I'm away, I'm not in the unit, I'm going meeting buyers and all. So there's nobody in the office who can really, um, convey the orders if there are any urgent orders, anything that they have to work on.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nobody like that.
Okay.
And but if you're asking digital tool wise, I'm not really sure what tool that would be.
Okay. I mean, yeah, like from a fulfillment perspective, if you can understand the order yourself, you can like convey that to someone. Probably
Right.
like you don't need, yeah, like unless it's very made to order, which needs a lot of technical specification. Yeah, that should be okay. Are there any innovative products or concepts that you see in the current fashion scenario that excites you?
Mm. Yeah, I had actually seen this brand, this label called Pewand. Um,
Yeah,
and she works with waste fabric, and she makes, cuts them into strips and reweaves them to make new
yeah, yeah,
fabric. I
yeah,
really love that,
yeah.
because on a daily basis we see so many fabric waste, so that could totally be utilized that way. So I'm really, I wish someday I can, work with her on that.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. She's more recycling all the waste to beautiful
Right,
fabrics and even clothings and everything. Yeah,
right.
yeah, definitely. But they're more of textile. If you have to like choose one
Fashion.
fashion startup or business that you admire or look up to, uh,
Yeah.
who do you say
So
that? Yeah.
there is this brand called Ekari,
Yeah.
and they work with kalamkari artists.
Okay.
And so kalamkari, usually again, it's there in our mind that they make only saris and such. But this brand is making, the kalamkari fabrics into a lot of, Indian as well as Western, garments. And I'm
Okay.
really loving it.
Okay. And they're based out of?
I'm
Ah,
not really
okay.
sure where they're based out of. I
Okay. Okay.
forgot.
The
But
online brand, right?
yeah, they're fairly new. They're fairly new.
Oh, okay. Ikari
And
means EKR.
Ekari, EKAARI.
Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love to kind of understand. Apart from this, are there any particular individual you have to choose who probably have inspired you to do what you're doing right now, or you want to aspire to do? Is there any particular individual or
Um,
entrepreneurs that you can name?
right. If I say any particular individual, it would be a handloom weaver here, from here, Assam.
Okay. Okay.
Her name is Anuradha Kuli Pegu, and she's also a national awardee. So she is also one of the pioneers in today's age who started natural dyeing, who started incorporating natural dyeing back
Mhm.
into handloom weaving. So I had read a lot about her before starting my natural dyeing journey as well.
Yeah.
And I really look up to her because she has, gone through a lot to be established like this today. She's
Mhm.
now she showcases in Lakme Fashion Week regularly,
Lovely.
and
Okay.
yeah, she used to be a government employee and works throughout the day, and apparently start weaving at 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's really inspiring.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. It's really inspiring. Love to hear. You said Anuradha Kuli Pegu, right?
Yes, yes,
Kuli.
Yes,
Right?
Kuli.
Okay.
On Instagram, you'll find her as Naturally Anuradha.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. I'd love to kind of read her story as a. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds great. And last question for this. And do you, if you have to provide one valuable networking tip for meeting and connecting with this slow fashion, other entrepreneurs or businesses, or probably have network and understand and talk to the community, what insight would you give to the other, aspiring probably mid pass outs or graduates who are willing to see
Right.
the brands? Yeah.
I actually have two tips. First of all, because social media is a treasure of,
Information. Yeah.
um, people, networking opportunities.
Mhm.
So just find, brands or labels you love. Find out artisans whose work you really like and directly talk to them.
Mhm.
That's the best thing. And secondly, if they are in cities where a lot of these exhibitions or artisanal markets and such keep on coming up.
Mhm.
They should personally go and visit them and just talk to the artisan themselves. That's what I do. I mean, it's the best way to connect.
Okay, so you're saying finding these artisans first on social media and then go and visit them.
Yeah, finding them on social media, and also, I mean, like for example, there are these exhibitions like Paramparik Karigar, Dastakar. So these keep on happening. These are like really good, events, and which keep on happening in a lot of metro cities. So it's always
Okay.
a really good platform to find artisans of practicing a wide variety of arts and crafts. So just personally go there and see what they're making. That way you also touch and feel their products, see
Yeah.
the intricacies of it, and you can directly connect with the artisans. It's always better to have a conversation face to face.
Yeah, that's very insightful. What did they say the first one? Paramparik Karigar, right?
Paramparik Karigar. It's an
Paramparik
event.
Karigar.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an
When does
event
it
only
happen?
for artisans,
Okay.
not really labels or brands.
Okay.
So they work with a lot of artisans. They have these
Where does it happen?
tie-ups with artisans basically. And
No, which
I
place does
was
it happen?
it happens in a lot of different places actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, recently, just last week, it happened in Mumbai. So
Okay.
sometimes it'll
Okay.
happen in Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai,
Okay.
Hyderabad.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dastakar, Paramparik Karigar, these two are. Any other that you recommend? Because
Then
this.
there was one more, 100 hands, 100 hands.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Probably I
Yeah.
about that.
So those also work with artisans. And then again, Craft Council of India will have exhibitions state-wise in different states. So
Okay.
you can just, I mean, anybody who's aspiring to do something in this field can just go to their registered craft council office, and they will
Yeah.
automatically get the contacts of all the artisans that they're interested.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's very insightful, I think. Yeah, finding this artisan, and we know that India is a like there's a the dearth of artisans and crafts. There's so many, but finding the right artisan sometimes is difficult for people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, thank you for this. I have just one last question for the podcast. That what is your future vision for the brand that you're building? And
uh,
5 years down the line,
this-
where do you see?
right.
Thank you.
So I would just be honest, although I'm taking one step at a time right now, but someday I wish to see Conic as more of a community
Okay.
than just a label or a brand. Because my vision is to someday start a craft school or a craft, an institute where there'll be different artisans, master artists who will be teaching different courses of arts, and
Okay.
also just um, work in different sectors. Like I want to move towards handling, starting my own handling units as well. So this is thing maybe uh,
Okay.
20 years down the line, maybe. But yeah, this is the dream.
No, that's a wonderful dream, and we have very different kind of uh, vision than usually what we see, like creating community of people so that they can come together and kind of appreciate the crafts that we're doing. And craft
Right.
school, that's one of a kind. I mean, thank you so much for these insights. I think this is very, very valuable insights. And yeah, you're completely new brand, you're trying new things and a lot of things, so I'm definitely sure that the path you're on, it will lead to something great, and wish you all the best for that. And thank you so much for doing this on a holiday.
Thank
It's difficult to
you so
find
much.
time.
No, that you agreed to sit on a holiday and uh, spare your time. So really, really thankful to you. Also, I see this as an opportunity to spread the awareness about sustainable fashion. More
Yeah.
people, more and more people who join in this to buy my clothes, just to change their lifestyle in the tiniest way. Also, I'll be huge. I'll be really grateful if I can make even the smallest impact.
No, thank you so much. That's on that note, we probably will stop the podcast here. And thank you so much for joining, and love to connect with you in future.